The next three slides present the same queries, starting with 2, going on to 3, 4, and finally all 5 tables, but this time using inner join operator to avoid the computationally intensive cross-product operation. Okay, we'll start with 2. So switch to Notepad and open up the mostly completed. All right, what's the number? 7. MySQL 4_07 inner join 2 tables, right? You'll see the 3, 4, and 5 is following that one. And then create, everything is in that was there before except the from clause, which is now going to be used, that inner join version of it. Okay, so we're going to inner join, take a look at the slide, the first script in the top half. So from customer, okay, inner join orders, okay, on customer dot customer ID equal orders dot order, customer ID as well, right? So you can see how this is, very similar to the cross product, where you're joining these same two columns, customer and orders, on the common ID, common field, customer ID, where customer ID is primary key in customer table and a foreign key in the orders table. All right, the where clause for the dates and the sorting is the same, so we close, open in Toad, and run number 7 and verify we get the same 3 columns, first name, last name, these dates between 18, 19, and 20, and 21 records, some of which were duplicates, as you might recall from previous recordings, that were then eliminated by distinct operator, which reduced 21 to 18. We're not going to do that in this case, but switch back to the presentation and then talk about joining 3 tables, where we'll show the same exact thing as before, but we'll add the restriction quantity of 10 or more, okay, for which we need the order detail table and its quantity column, okay. And now we're going to open up the 8th script, okay, in the Notepad right here, 08 MySQL 408 inner join 3 tables. Everything is in there except the from clause, right? So now the from clause in parentheses first joins, okay, customer, okay, inner join orders table, just like in the previous example, exact same thing, okay, on customer ID equal equijoin, right, orders dot customer ID. So there's no difference so far between this and previous example, right? We joined the same 2 tables, customer and orders, in the exact same way. The only difference is we put them in these red parentheses. Okay, now think of this parentheses as yet another table, the join between the customer and orders, and then we want to inner join that one with order detail table. The third one we need on, okay, orders dot order ID is now the common field between the 2, okay, but order ID in orders field is a primary key and must match order detail order ID as the foreign key, okay. The where clause is the same with the date and quantity restriction sorting, okay. Save, close, open in Toad number 9, no, 8. Number 8 is joining 3 tables, running it, okay, and getting the same 9 records, 3 columns. You can see that the Derek and John show up again, ordering quite a bit of stuff in those last few days before Christmas. Switch back to the presentation, and then let's review the 4 table join, okay, showing the same. Again, customers for orders placed between 18th and 20th of the 2025 with quantity 10 or more. Now for those products whose name begins with baseball, for which we, as we remember from the previous recording, need a product table in its product name column. And now we need to join 4 tables altogether, okay, for which we'll need, as you can tell, 3 inner join on statements in the from clause. The reminder of the script being the same, exactly the same as before. So switching to Notepad and opening, I believe this was number 9. Okay. MySQL4_09 inner join 4 tables, and now we have to start exercising the patience that I spoke about earlier. From the first of the inner joins is the same one, the customer inner join orders. Now, because we're going to have a second one and the third one, we're going to open 2 sets of parentheses. And that looks a little weird, but we'll open the third. In the inner one has the first inner join between customer inner join orders on customer.customer ID equals orders.customer ID. Okay, so that's the one inside the red parentheses. Okay, now we click outside the red parentheses, but before the blue or whatever the color that is, go to the next line. Okay, tap space space space, and then we inner join what's now in blue parentheses, right? Inner join order detail, just like we did before, on orders.order ID equal order detail.order ID, the same way we did it in the previous script. But now we got this whole thing inside these what are currently red parentheses, soon not to be, and then space space space, we finally inner join this whole thing in the in the outer set of parentheses from the beginning to the end. We inner join all that, okay, on product table on order detail dot product ID must match product dot product ID. Okay, and you can see again logically how that's very similar to the cross product example we had before. Okay, now we already entered the remainder of these restrictions on order date, quantity, and product name, as well as the sort. We save, switch to Toad, okay. Open up number 9, I believe is it? Yep, it's number 9. Open that guy and let's make sure it's okay, and then run it to see Derek and John reduced to these 3 records, okay, with the baseball products in quantities of 10 or more. Okay, and then finally close that one, switch back to presentation for the final slide, joining 5 tables. Okay, where to all of this we add the Doyle, right? Restricting those further to only, you remember by now, should the 2 out of those 3 are processed by Doyle and 1 by somebody else. Okay, now the inner join clause or statement within the from clause will be the most challenging with multiple sets of parentheses. Okay, again, the patience is the key. So we'll switch to mostly completed number 10, I believe, inner join 5 tables. Okay, the only thing that's missing, of course, is the from clause. So let's go again. From, okay, 1 set of parentheses, 2 set of parentheses, 3 set of parentheses. You know, color coding and styling is a little bit wanting, but we'll you know, it is what it is, as they say. So we'll start with the same one we always start with: the customer inner join orders on customer.customer ID equals orders.customer ID as well. Then we step out of the first parentheses, which is still red, and in between first and second, hit enter, space space space. You can use a tab as well. Sometimes it works better. Okay, so we want to join that first one, inner join. Remember what comes next. It's order detail table. Okay, inner join order detail on, okay, orders.order ID must match order detail.order ID. Okay, now we step outside of that, I guess, second set of parentheses into the in between second and third. Okay, 1, 2, 3, inner join finally product table on let's see, order detail These orders, by the way, whether I put order detail first and product second or the other way around, it doesn't matter. It'll be able to figure it out. It's just for sort of clarity and a systematic approach to this. I'm trying to keep it all sort of consistent. Okay, so order detail product ID must match product ID in the product table. Okay, and that's going to close the final set of parentheses. Okay, yep, I can back up. All right, and then the rest of it, including the employee last name equals Doyle, is already there. Remember, we had to put the names of the tables because of the conflicts with the last and first names and so forth. So we save that, close it, open it in Toad, and we should get, if all is well, we should get those two records. Unknown employee last name field, unknown column, employee last name. Why is that unknown? Employee dot last name. Okay. Oh, that's because we did not match. We did not join the. It failed to join the employee. I must have skipped. I must have then skipped the joining of the four tables, which I thought I did. Okay, let's open up the join four tables. I did do that. So that's customer, orders, order detail, and product. So that's four tables. Okay, so let's close this guy and fix it by opening the number 10. Okay, and then somehow missed the inner join here. My parentheses got miscounted here. Okay, so I'm going to then yeah, because the last set of parentheses is really not needed, so I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to go here, 1, 2, 3, inner join employee on orders dot employee ID equals employee dot employee ID. Okay, I'm going to close that one instead. I'm going to 1, 2, 3 this one, 1, 2, 3 this one. It doesn't appear to have any errors. We'll save those changes and we get the 2. All right, so apologies for that mishap. I have skipped or spaced out the employee table. Let's switch and pause.